Welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe for daily videos on everything going on in cryptocurrency. You are being manipulated, you are being fooled. The whole cryptocurrency market seems to be. In today's video, I'm going to clue you in to the real reason why Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins crashed, continue to crash. Now, you might have an opinion on why the market is the way it is. Do you think it's Joe Biden? Do you think it's Terra Luna? Do you think it's the Federal Reserve? Tech stocks? Let me know in the comments below what you think the answer is to the real reason why cryptocurrency is crashing. Smash the like button if you appreciate this kind of content, and let's get into it. Let me clue you in. Kwon and Terra Luna. Many people would say that the reason why Bitcoin, and even more so altcoins, the reason they have crashed and continue to crash is because Kwon and Terra Luna's alleged rug pull. And you know what? That might not be far off from the truth. It has been confirmed by the SEC. Kwon cashed out over $2.7 billion in the span of a few months prior to the Luna and UST collapse. I'll tell you something. If I ever meet Kwon, I'm going to have a few choice words for him.
I'm going to shake your hand. I'm going to shake your hand. Shake your hand. I'm going to shake your hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his hand. I want to shake his...
So it has been confirmed that Kwon profited immensely, and the SEC has expanded its probe into Terraform Labs' UST marketing, the marketing to retail investors. The SEC is reportedly probing Terraform Labs over suspicions of violating investor protection laws. Specifically, the agency is interested in how the firm marketed its now crumbled UST stablecoins to U.S. customers. The news comes a day after U.S. Court of Appeals ordered Kwon and his company to comply with the SEC's investigative subpoenas. There is no doubt that what Kwon and Terra Luna did contributed to the sell pressure, the downwards pressure on the cryptocurrency market from a narrative perspective. Regulators and people looking in see this and think, damn, there's a lot to be fearful of in cryptocurrency. There's a lot of bad stuff in cryptocurrency. However, upon further investigation and chainalysis, Terra's UST collapse was not the main factor in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency's crash. Let's find out what the main factor was. Blockchain analytics platform Chainalysis has released a report analyzing the crash of Terra's stablecoin UST, concluding while it was a factor in the recent crypto market crash, it wasn't the deciding factor. Instead, the report read, quote, "The cryptocurrency market's recent downturn appears more closely linked to the tech market decline than to UST's collapse. According to Chainalysis, Bitcoin's correlation with tech stocks is a relatively new development, with the leading cryptocurrency, i.e. Bitcoin, maintaining significant price correlations to the Nasdaq and the S&P, which has been falling greatly. I attribute this increased correlation to tech stocks, Nasdaq, S&P. I attribute this to the fact that Bitcoin is now a global macro asset and is being seen as such. Many people, many institutions and big players consider it a risk asset, and we are in a risk-off environment. Now, we say that the main reason for Bitcoin, altcoins, Ethereum crashing is because of the correlation to tech stocks, which have also been crashing. So whose fault is it? If you said Joe Biden, if you said the Fed, if you said whoever's pulling the strings on our economy, if you said inflation, you are right. They lied to us about this. Watch this.
I really doubt that we're going to see an inflationary cycle.
Most economic analysts believe that it will have a temporary or transitory impact.
The faster than expected increase in some of those prices is actually a good sign.
The overwhelming consensus is going to pop up a little bit and then go back down. No one's talking about this great,
This is something that will settle down.
Transitory.
And the data shows that most of the price increases we've seen were expected and are expected to be temporary. There's nobody suggesting there's unchecked inflation on the way. It's highly unlikely that's going to be long-term inflation that's going to get out of hand. I don't know anybody who's worried about inflation.
Over the last couple of months, we actually saw it trended downward.
President Biden's chief of staff, Ron Klain, enthusiastically retweeted an economist who had said in part most of the economic problems we're facing, inflation, supply chains, et cetera, are high-class problems.
What is the Granholm plan to increase oil production in America?
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
Well, the number one thing that the president can do is help get COVID under control. That we know is the root cause of inflation.
President Biden this afternoon saying he thinks we're at the peak of the crisis right now and that lower prices are on the way.
The inflation has everything to do with the supply chain. Make no mistake, inflation is largely the fault of Putin. I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike here at home.
If you want to get rid of inflation, the only way to do it is to undo a lot of the Trump tax cuts.
I think ever since you've come into office, things are really looking up. You know, gas is up, rent is up, food is up, everything.
The Federal Reserve, the IMF, Joe Biden, Janet Yellen, the people who pull the strings in our economy lied to us about inflation, and now they're talking about it as if they never said otherwise. Inflation rose 8.6% in May, the highest since 1981. I believe this isn't the true number. I believe the true number is much higher. The Consumer Price Index rose 8.6% in May from a year ago, the highest increase since December of 1981. Core inflation, excluding food and energy, rose 6%. Both were higher than expected, and again, I believe it's a lot more. Surging food, gas, and energy prices all contributed to the gain, with fuel up over 100% in the past year, and this is something that affects the poorest the most, but surely affects everybody. Shelter costs, which comprise about 1/3 of the Consumer Price Index, rose at the fastest 12-month pace in 31 years. The rise of inflation meant workers lost more ground in May, with real wages declining 0.6% from April and 3% on a 12-month basis. So, unfortunately, the people who put us in this position, Joe Biden, the Fed, the people pumping up inflation, causing everybody to suffer, all markets to suffer, but particularly Bitcoin and crypto. So, what am I doing with my money? Well, if you've been following this channel for any length of time, you're already aware in every single video I put out, I tell you that the majority of my portfolio is Bitcoin first, then Ethereum, and then altcoins, and that the name of the game is to accumulate Bitcoin, in my opinion, because Bitcoin was made to solve stuff like what we went over in this video. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency ain't going up any significant amount anytime soon. I'm going to be real with you. And altcoins, I think, are going to continue to suffer as Bitcoin dominance goes up because Bitcoin does better in bear markets. Obviously, being in US dollars could be an advantageous move in the next few months as we're preparing for whatever the bottom is, whether it is 25, whether it's 20, whether we have some sort of, final capitulation before we head up, just like what we had during March 2020. I still believe in Bitcoin. I still believe in cryptocurrency, and this is why. Nearly 66% of Bitcoin has not moved in over a year, marking an all-time high. Holders have never had more conviction. This is bullish. And in fact, more people now hold one Bitcoin, now more than ever. Addresses holding at least one Bitcoin hits an all-time high of 848,082. What about Ethereum? Well, 2,400,000 plus Ethereum have now been burnt since EIP 1559 was launched. That's over $4.2 billion burnt forever. This Ethereum that's being taken off the market is more Bitcoin than Michael Saylor bought except we're talking about Ethereum. So this is a bullish metric, and I believe Ethereum's never been in a better place in its whole history. Ethereum number of addresses holding 100 plus Ethereum just hit a one-year high of 43,518,000. I'd like to take a minute or two and thank today's sponsor, Coinspaid Project, the world's biggest crypto payment provider, and their token, CPD. Coinspaid won many awards, including Payment Provider of the Year. It works with more than 800 merchants who have 7 million end customers. Coinspaid is one of the biggest crypto gateways in the world. This has been confirmed by on-chain transaction analysis performed. So it's very different from most crypto startups that have very little traction. And according to one of their latest posts, Coinspaid has processed over 21 million transactions in a total of 12 billion euros throughout its entire history. This means that nowadays, the company processes about 8% of all on-chain transactions in Bitcoin. And the current volume of transactions processed is more than 1 billion payments per month. Coinspaid is working to bring big online businesses into DeFi. It's an ambitious goal, but I think they have the potential to pull it off. Businesses can already stake CPD tokens to get discounts on processing fees up to 50%. Coinspaid will also soon integrate CPD utility into its personal crypto wallet. There will be an option to buy crypto with the card, also recurring payments, buying gift cards, even pay utility bills with crypto, and the CPD token will have utility in all of these products. Just recently, I came across an article from which I learned that Coinspaid has become one of the world's first crypto processing projects, leaving many competitors behind, and unlike them, Coinspaid has a working token. Now is the time to follow the project. The company releases updates on its product every month. Growth is always happening. By the way, it's really worth joining Coinspaid Telegram chat. You'll find AMAs with the CEO, contests, giveaways, yield farming, stuff like that. There's also an ambassador program that you can join and earn monthly CPD rewards. Links to all this stuff are in the description, the Telegram, the actual website, the Twitter, the token page. Thank you, Coinspaid, for sponsoring this section of the video. The best advice I could give anyone in cryptocurrency today who's worried about the bear market is stick with it, stay with it, keep learning on a daily basis or a weekly basis, on a regular basis, because the genie's out of the bottle. This isn't going away. Bitcoin's halving is coming up. The US election is coming up. I believe things will definitely turn around by then. And thinking even farther, longer term out, again, the genie's out of the bottle. This is a natural iteration of the internet. If you believe that things continue to trend more digital, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Happy if you have your own opinions. My name is Aaron at Altcoin Daily. See you tomorrow.